it's hot today. It is July, you know, Elliot, and we are in the East Bay. Your blood's thinned out from living in San Francisco. Elliot looked up at the crack of a bat against the ball and watched the girl run gracefully from third to home. He heard moans from the opposition. I'd like to have seen her slide, he remarked. David cocked an amused eyebrow at him. She does have very long, very bare legs, he said, shading his eyes with his hand to get a better look at the girl, who was now laughing and joking with her teammates on the sideline. You want to dab iodine on any scratches she'd get? Elliot laughed. I can't see her well enough from here. She's probably someone's teenage daughter. He looked up as a shadow fell over his shoulder. What a couple of lazy slugs, Dr. Margaret Smith said, grinning down at the two men. Who ever heard of mixing gynecology residents with radiology residents at the annual picnic? Elliot said. I don't see you out there competing, Maggie. You or your chairman here. I haven't forgotten the sprained ankle I got from one of you macho men in our football game last year. Friendly touch game, ha! David shaded his eyes. Looks like our star softball player with the long legs is headed for the volleyball court. She is very athletic, Margaret said, watching the girl stride gracefully alongside Dr. Randy Hansen, a new first-year radiology resident. Hi, guys, Doris Thornton said gaily. She kicked her husband lightly in the ribs. Come on, Jock, it's time to show your stuff. They're choosing sides for volleyball, and I want the chance to cream both of you. Go get him, Doris, Maggie laughed. I'll be your cheering section. Elliot fished his sunglasses out of his shirt pocket and slid them on. I don't suppose you'll take maybe for an answer, Doris? He asked, grinning up into her pixie face. No chance, you bum. Come on, both of you, or I'll burn your hamburgers. Just so long as you don't burn our buns, David said, only to receive another toe on his ribs. He groaned, but struggled to his feet. Oh, I'm too old for this. Elliot joined him, and together they headed toward the court. Obligingly, Elliot and David took the opposite side of the court. Elliot, his 6'3" height, a definite asset, started at the net. David, 5'8" in his shoes, beside him. Elliot looked over the opposition, including Doris, who was making a face at them through the net, and said aloud to David, No humiliation for us today, my man. Just a bunch of women. Don't let Doris hear you say that. She might be small, but she's mean. David laughed and practiced setting the volleyball to Elliot. George's eyes narrowed. She was pulling the net taut and heard the comment. Conceited jerk. Hey, Randy, she said to the slender young man who was standing at the net. Let me trade places with you, all right? Randy Hansen shrugged. Sure, George. His gray eyes narrowed against the bright sun. I don't like it, though. You won't come up to serve until almost last. There were 9 players on each team, and 7 of the players on George's team were women. Let the weaker sex begin, David called out. With my wife serving, it'll be a piece of cake. Doris stuck out her tongue at her husband and caught the volleyball from George. Lay it on him, Doris, George said. Doris served the ball high and soft, right to her husband. He set it smoothly, and in the next instant, George saw the man with the big mouth leap up gracefully and slam the ball down behind her. There were boos and shouts from both teams, and Maggie shouted encouragement from the sideline. George cocked her head to one side and examined the man anew. She liked what she saw. He was exceptionally tall and well-built, with wide shoulders, a lean waist, and firm, thick thighs. His thick black hair curled loosely about his head. He moved with the natural grace of an athlete, but he had to be a doctor, she supposed, frowning slightly. She and Randy had arrived late, and she hadn't met him. She wished she could see his eyes, but his sunglasses were darkly tinted. The other team served, and a woman in the middle